Genesis 30. Rachel saw that she couldn't have any children by Jacob, so she became jealous of her sisters. Said to Jacob, "Give me children or I'll die." Jacob became angry with her. He said, "Do you think I'm God? He's the one who has kept you from having children." Then she said, "Here's my servant Bilhah. Make love to her so that she can have children for me. Then I too can have a family through her." So she gave him her servant Bilhah as a wife. Jacob made love to her, and Bilhah became pregnant. She had a son by him. Then Rachel said, "God has stood up for my rights. He has listened to my prayer and given me a son." So she named him Dan. Rachel's servant Bilhah became pregnant again. She had a second son by Jacob. Then Rachel said, "I've had a great struggle with my sister. Now I've won." So she named him Naphtali. Leah saw that she had stopped having children, so she gave her servant Zilpah to Jacob as a wife. Leah's servant Zilpah had a son by Jacob. Then Leah said, "What good fortune!" So she named him Gad. Leah's servant Zilpah had a second son by Jacob. Then Leah said, "I'm so happy, the woman will call me happy." So she named him Asher. Reuben went out into the fields. He found some mandrake plants. He brought them to his mother Leah. Rachel said to Leah, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." But Leah said to her, "Isn't it enough that you took my husband away? Are you going to take my son's mandrakes too?" Rachel said, "All right, Jacob can make love to you tonight if you give me your son's mandrakes." Jacob came in from the fields that evening. Leah went out to meet him. "You have to sleep with me tonight," she said. "I've bought you with my son's mandrakes." So he made love to her that night. God listened to Leah. She became pregnant and had a fifth son by Jacob. Then Leah said, "God has rewarded me because I gave my female servant to my husband." So she named the boy Issachar. Leah became pregnant again. She had a sixth son by Jacob. Then Leah said, "God has given me a priceless gift. This time my husband will treat me with honor. I've had 6 sons by him." So she named the boy Zebulun. Sometime later she had a daughter. She named her Dinah. Then God listened to Rachel. He showed concern for her. He made it possible for her to have children. She became pregnant. She had a son. She continued, "God has taken my shame away." She continued, "May the God give me another son." So she named him Joseph. Jacob's flocks increased their numbers. After Rachel had Joseph, Jacob spoke to Laban. He said, "Send me on my way. I want to go back to my own home and country. Give me my wives and children. I worked for you to get them, so I'll be on my way. You know how much work I've done for you." But Laban said to him, "If you are pleased with me, stay here. I've discovered that the Lord has blessed me because of you." He continued, "Name your pay, I'll give it to you." Jacob said to him, "You know how hard I've worked for you. You know that your livestock has done better under my care. You had only a little before I came, but that little has become a lot. The Lord has blessed you in everywhere I've been. But when can I do something for my own family?" "What should I give you?" Laban asked. "Don't give me anything," Jacob replied. "Just do one thing for me. Then I'll go on taking care of your flocks and watching over them. Let me go through all of your flocks today. Let me remove every sheep that has speckles or spots on it. Let me remove every dark-colored lamb. Let me remove every goat that has spots and freckles on it. They will be my pay. My honesty will give witness about me in days to come. It will give witness every time you check on what you have paid me. Suppose I have a goat that doesn't have speckles or spots, or suppose I have a lamb that isn't dark-colored. Then it will be considered stolen." "I agree," said Laban. "Let's do what you have said." That same day, Laban removed all of the male goats that had stripes or spots. He removed all of the female goats that had speckles or spots. They were the ones that had white on them. He also removed all of the dark-colored lambs. He had his son take care of them. Then he put a journey of 3 days between himself and Jacob. But Jacob continued to take care of the rest of Laban's flocks. Jacob took branches that were freshly cut from poplar, almond, and plane trees. He made white stripes out of them by peeling off the bark. He covered the white wood inside of the branches. Then he placed the peeled branches in all of the stone tubs where the animals drank water. He placed them so they would be right in front of the flocks when they came to drink. The flocks were ready to mate when they came to drink, so they mated in front of the branches, and they had little ones that were striped or speckled or spotted. Jacob put the little ones of the flock to one side by themselves, but he made the older ones face the striped and dark-colored animals that belonged to Laban. In that way he made a separate flock for himself. He didn't put them with Laban's animals. Every time the stronger females were ready to mate, Jacob would place the branches in the stone tubs. He would place them in front of the animals so they would mate near the branches. But if the animals were weak, he wouldn't place the branches there, so the weak animals went to Laban, and the strong ones went to Jacob. In this way Jacob became very rich. He became the owner of large flocks. He also had many male and female servants, and he had many camels and donkeys.